It's time for social media bros, and Mercy Manuel is here with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mercy.
Good morning.
How are you today? I like the print, the Ankara print.
Thank you very much.
So what's buzzing?
Okay, so we'll start from Ondo State and it's on insecurity.
Why are you so calm today? What's going on?
Okay.
The messy vibe.
So we'll start from Ondo State.
All right.
Okay.
As part of its efforts to curb insecurity, the Ondo State government has promised to give 50,000 naira reward to anyone willing to expose the identity of kidnappers and other criminals in the state. The Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Mrs. Bamidele Ademola Olateju, disclosed this on Wednesday. She said the development was meant to further encourage citizens to provide helpful and timely information about criminal activities in all parts of the state. So we all know that insecurity is a big issue in the country, not just in Ondo State. But I would like to say this is a good one for Ondo State government. At least it's trying to, is making efforts to curb insecurity. But before I get your reaction, I would like to, Nigerians are, if you go like this, Nigerians will come like this. So at Vector says, 50K, that's too small. What if the kidnappers I'm trying to expose can't kidnap me? Now 50K I go use pay ransom. So we know
the same people say, where is he getting the money from? If he had said something like 1 million naira or 10 million naira, they would have said, where is he getting the money from? State funds, pay salaries, and all of that.
Then I thought she said, at least is doing something to tackle insecurity. I think this is just the answer. Is doing something. Is making an effort to curb insecurity. Although we know how we've been hearing rumors and news of how kidnappers are charging these people, bring 1 million, bring 10 million,
100 million,
100 million. Even in the state with the poverty level in Nigeria, families will still go extra mile just to save their loved ones. But again, I think this is a good one coming from Ondo State government. There's unemployment in the state, so some persons can just see this as a form of making ends meet.
So they'll become whistleblowers. But also we have to be careful so that people don't just, raise unnecessary alarm. So there has to be some verification process in place so that you get the authentic information, and it's not just about getting the 50,000 naira and then you pass the wrong information.
Then aside the 50,000 naira, I hope they will also help secure these people after calling out kidnappers and criminals in the society or in the community. I hope the state government will also create rooms for them to be secured with their family. Because, for example, if I come out today and say, okay, I have a criminal, I know where a suspect. I hope my family will be safe at the end of the day.
Because there was a time the whistleblower policy was going on, and some people or someone actually came out then. They talked about paying him his money. They dragged that for a long time, and then he had to go into hiding. So a lot of protection has to go in place, especially when you're talking about whistleblowing. But in Nigeria, do we have that in place?
The fellow who blew the whistle on the former DG of the Nigerian National Intelligence Agency, the 42 billionaire that was found in Ikoyi cash, the Ikoyi apartment. I know the fellow, according to reports, had to travel out.
He had
to go into hiding. Again, there's the whistleblowers policy, quite all right, but we should also have a witness protection program where folks who contribute to intel in terms of securing the state are kept in are protected from any harm that would result as a from their cooperation with the government and all of that. So it's a good initiative by the state government. Yes, that those will definitely say 50,000 is too small, but we should understand it's not a bounty that is placed on the heads of certain criminals or terrorists. It's just whoever has an information should step forward and share with us, and then you get that as a reward, as long as it's credible. As you've said, I hope that folks do not just raise false alarms and false flags, but that those who genuinely have concerns or info can always step forward and then share with
it's important to have a verification process so that you can always verify that this is authentic information.
I think today is just all about verification. So moving on, don't vote politicians with children abroad, ASU president tells Nigerians. The president of the Academic Staff Union of University, Professor Emmanuel Oshodeke, on Wednesday stated that Nigerian students should not vote for politicians who have their children studying in institutions outside the country. Oshodeke said, anybody you believe cannot take care of your interests, whose children are busy studying abroad, who are living abroad, don't vote them. I repeat, you don't need to vote for them, because you don't vote for people who will take your life. This man, this is ASU president speaking, and we understand ASU strike has been on for 6 months now. They had the meeting day before yesterday. The conclusion was not just
it was deadlocked. Yeah.
Even though Nigerian students were being hopeful, like on Monday, that okay, hopefully on Wednesday everything will be fine, we'll go back to school. But it's coming out to say now that Nigerians, not just Nigerian students now, should not vote for politicians who have children studying abroad.
Meaning we won't vote for anybody.
Exactly.
That's what Nigerians are saying on Twitter.
How many politicians or political office holders do not have their children or maybe family, friends outside the country?
That's not even a basis, really, to be honest. For example, the Minister of Employment and Labour, Chris Ngige, had a child schooling here, a doctor.
The PDP presidential candidate.
Exactly. It doesn't change anything.
Governor,
really.
yes, Wike.
It doesn't change anything.
No. Even Peter Obi.
Ngige had his child schooling here in Nigeria at some point. A doctor. Just like him. Did it change anything in terms of ASU not going on strike?
No, it's just saying if they have their kids, their children in Nigerian institution, maybe they will ensure everything are just.
I understand, that sentiment where the ASU president's coming from, but you also have to understand that it's all about vested interest. The fact that folks have their words abroad schooling does not mean they can't contest. And the truth is, as you've said, who are we going to vote for? Because virtually all of them have, and the few who do not have, like Ngige, who has said over time that yes, he has one of his child here, that hasn't stopped ASU as well from going on strike. And we've seen
he has one of his child is here. But are you sure it's in government-owned university?
No, that's even the point. Again, even if it's a government-owned university, we've seen his reaction or his attitude to negotiations with ASU and all of that. We've seen Minister of Education walk out, and it's not necessarily about having your words.
Is that what's his name? Governor Erufai registered his son in a public school in Kaduna. Exactly. Where is it today? We only saw the picture where he snapped and he was admitted into the school. That was all. According
to reports, I learned the child spent about maybe 2 times or a session before being pulled out. But the truth again is this.
Trust me, even if he continued that, he will have a special teacher. It's a special tutor at home.
Within the school.
It is what it is. Again, it's funny, but it's also not funny when you look at the state of our education, and we just hope that it gets better. I am saying people shouldn't vote for those with children, abroad, schooling abroad, will not change anything.
What about those that are even going abroad?
Exactly.
The thing is, even ASU members, they have their children in Nigeria studying abroad.
Exactly.
Let's hear what Nigerians are saying. Mobolaji said, seriously, what's the difference between politicians and civil servants? ASU members that have children schooling abroad. Then, as Jerry said, unfortunately, all of them have children abroad. At Bright says, that means we will not vote. That means we will not go vote. ASU president just the para. Yes, it's paraing. It's paraing, although it's not funny. Students have been at home for 6 months. I attended a public university, government-owned university, and I know how many years I spent in school for a 4-year course. You end up spending 6 years, 5 years on top waiting now.
I understand. Paramount.
But the truth is, so when you look at Nigeria's education system, you see that a lot of things are still there's so much to be desired, especially when you look at the deteriorating structures, and that's one of the things that ASU has been fighting for. But they also need to come to a state of compromise, come to the table with the federal government, shift ground a little, let the federal government also shift grounds. It's not going to be, okay, I'm holding on to my UTAS, you're holding on to your IPPIS. If it's about going or subscribing to the IPPIS, I think at this point, we cannot just continue, indefinite strike and all of that. These students, many of them are even tired.
A lot of them are looking for scholarship opportunity outside the country.
And do you blame them? Considering the fact that they've had to stay at home, they would even forget what they've been.
After how many months at home? I mean, it's what it is really. It will take a time, even if they resume now. For some, I mean, that those who would probably acclimatize with
rehabilitation. I tell you. Because they've gone to the labor world, many of them are already making money. So they don't even want to go back to school.
Yes.
And we're talking about a country where the number of out-of-school children keeps shooting up on a daily basis, yet we've not fixed the education sector. The budget going into the education sector on a yearly basis below 4%. And
it's minimal.
You know, okay, so sometimes I think during Jonathan's time we had the education sector getting about 9%, 10%, but Buhari's tenure, we've been having maybe 7% or so. The highest was this year, 7%. So we're talking about an education sector that is not really funded. And so these are the issues that ASA has been raising. And the 2009 Memorandum of Understanding that the federal government has not honored.
2020, the 2009 was renegotiated in 2020.
In 2020.
Even now, 2020 was not fulfilled by the government. And that's the fallout from here. So it's not just even about 2009. You know, it's one thing to say 2009, we agree on these terms. And then you come back in 2020 and say, you know what? That time, those terms, I can't keep up with it. Or let's renegotiate. But even the renegotiated agreement for 2020, the federal government has not fulfilled in 2022.
It goes
so
to
these
show
are the issues. And then, but the federal government can always approve, you know, budget for cutlery,
bush clearing,
you know, and all of that.
And you will spend 18.9 billion on bush clearing. So he said something about they're already making money. So they're already making money. By the time they get back to school, they will not be interested in education
just want
again.
To get out.
And they just want to get their certificate and just graduate. At the end of the day, you start hearing things like bribery in school. You just pay your lecturer. I just ensure I pass this course, get my certificate, and just want to become a graduate.
A lot of them right now are getting involved in heinous activities.
Exactly.
For instance, internet fraud, you know, all manner of fraudulent activities because they are not busy.
Engaged,
there's that saying that the idle hand is the devil's workshop. And it's very true. You see a lot of them out there. They don't have anything to do.
And on a positive note, a lot of them are transitioning into tech. They're learning graphic design, cryptocurrency, UI, UX, software engineering. And
what's the percentage of those who are going into that and those who are idle and getting involved in fraudulent activities?
We just hope for a better situation in this country.
I think there needs to be a total overhaul. As from the heads to the bottom, is top to bottom.
Every sector.
Honestly. Well, let's wrap it up this morning with a quote of the day, and this is by Lady Gaga, and she says, "Do not allow people dim your shine because they are blinded. Tell them to put some sunglasses on." Like, you know, actually, I feel like preaching this morning. Arise and shine.
Preach on.
For the glory and let your light.
Well, you just said Lady Gaga.
God has risen on you.
Did they see you saying arise and shine?
Yes. You know, we have to bring in the biblical perspective to this.
Okay.
So really, I know there's it's not just about the biblical perspective. Yeah. Even the other religion, Islam, also talks about you know, shining bright, let your light shine. Because really, people would want to dim your light. They'll feel, you're shining too much.
No, really, the thing is, they will talk. Whether you shine or not, they will talk. So why not just do your shine? Shine your shine. And let them do their talk.
All right, we'll wrap it up on that note. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. My name is Omobolanle Adeshi. Wishing you a fantastic day.
And I'm Mercy Imani. Have a glorious day.
Have a wonderful day. I'm Samson, lady.